Gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go.
2. What's going on, baby? It's your boy Synergy coming back at you on a Wednesday with my tag team partners, JD, Joey, and Man Up. I'm back from my quick little trip, guys. And just in time for our 1 year anniversary show. 1 year of Bells and Bells. We're celebrating tonight. Good evening, gentlemen.
1 year. 1 year doing this thing.
Man, it's been a hell of a journey so far, man. It's been a hell of a journey. Nasha, good evening to you.
Nasha in the house.
Nasha is in the house.
Scott, what's up, brother?
We got Scott.
Scott managed to give StreamYard permission this time. I'm proud of you.
Hey, there we go. We only got room for one generic jobber in this thing. He knows who he is. So guys, monthly melee, man. We got some stuff to freaking talk about, don't we?
We do. So tonight we're going to try something a little different. We're going to move through some specific segments through the show. So we're going to try to cover as much as we can cover in an hour. So we're going to do a little bit of contemporary current news, going to do a little bit of news of the past. We're going to cover, we're going to do a little bit of quiz work here tonight. So I hope you brought your pencils and papers. And we're also going to have a belt of the month. So that's coming up towards the end of the show. So some cool stuff happening tonight.
Yeah.
We want to encourage everybody. But you're watching us, right? But you're watching us.
I'm doing the exact same thing. I got the second screen.
Right. Have both on, but we do want you to comment during the show, especially. Don't feel free to comment on anything and everything we're talking about. Please drop
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Y'all stay tuned to the end because we got some news coming up that we might want that y'all want to stick by and listen to.
Absolutely. So I'm going to lead us off this evening with a little yes. There it is.
Come on now. What anniversary show? I gotta bring out the bells.
The bells
of bells and belts. Come on now.
Absolutely. So now that we're official, let's get underway with dirt sheets and draws. All right, so obviously the big news of the week is revolving around Mr. Adam Copeland, no longer known as Edge. Now Rated R superstar Adam Copeland is All Elite. AEW got the big pickup with Adam Copeland, who showed up on AEW TV this weekend.
Yeah, the wrestling world is definitely talking about it. I've seen a lot of going back and forth, between folks in the internet wrestling community, those in the business, reacting and whatnot. And tonight we're going to share our thoughts about it. I think go and start up with Man Up. I'm curious to hear his thoughts on this. I'm curious to get our feedback because when it came out, we put pause like, hey, we're gonna talk about it on the show. But normally we're talking about what's all the news and stuff, but not. Okay, all right. So Man Up, floor is yours.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and say this here. I did not think he was gonna go.
Okay.
But then when I said, if he do decide to go ahead and go, it's just gonna be for a namesake. Because what do he have to do that he have not done in his career? He had headlined at top. I'm old school. I'm finna say pay-per-view, but he had headlined at top shows. He held major titles. He's done it all. I mean, yeah, you might want to tangled with certain people that you probably never have. Okay, whatever. But at your age and the things that you've been through and the things your body been through, can you thank you there, Scott? Can you really go through a full schedule?
Well,
You know what I'm saying? At his age,
yeah. Okay, I'm sorry, not to interrupt you, whatnot. If we took a listen to the media scrum and whatnot. Yeah, he said he's going to be working a full time schedule versus what I think WWE had him doing like 3-month spurts or something like that. Take him, they come and they bring him back. So it's even though he's working a full schedule, I don't know unless they prove me wrong. I don't see him wrestling every week. He may be there every week, week to week, being there, but
unless that's what they mean by full-time schedule. And other than that, I just can't see it. Because
let me just add
schedule.
this other slide here. Just this might give a little insight. These are some quotes that came from Mr. Copeland directly after the announcement.
Yeah.
One of them was, sometimes relationships just grow apart, and I feel the WWE and I have outgrown each other. I wanted to do more. They didn't have much more for me to do. Simple as that, and that's okay. I'll still be watching and still be supporting all my friends. Sure. Then he went on a bit of a tangent about the whole sort of tribal sort of fandom that's been going on over the last couple of years between AEW and WWE. Said, I don't buy into this odd mentality of one company or the other. It's weird. If you took offense to that, take a walk, get some fresh air, soak up some sunshine. It's wrestling. It's an amazing gig, but still it's wrestling. Relax. It's supposed to be fun, and it's just a segment of the fans, not most fans, but definitely not the performers. Yeah. Within the industry, we all know that more choices is better for everyone and pushes us all to be better. As a wrestling fan, which I still am, it's exciting that there's viable companies providing wrestling on national and worldwide platforms. If you're actually a fan of wrestling and not acronyms, that should make you happy too.
And I really appreciate him bringing coming out and saying that as well, because if you listen to his tone during the media scrum and whatnot, he truly feels like he has like a new lease on life, because he said that when Tony Khan showed him the roster, it was like 14 names just off the top that he's looking forward to working with. So he's looking at challenging himself. So I'm for it. Everybody has man up. You shaking your head.
Well, I'm not saying I ain't for it. I'm happy for him that he found. If it seemed like he found a new lease.
You sound a little distant, man up. You sound just a little distant. Give me a little more volume on you.
Can y'all hear me? Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. All right. I had to move my microphone towards me. All right. So, well, I'm not saying nothing about him having a leash on life or not. You know what I'm saying? That's great if he feels that way. I'm looking at it like, okay, what else do you need to do? You've been a top guy in this business. Even after your 8 or 9 year hiatus, come back, you still a top guy. You still was drawing. You still was, I want to say, like a main eventer.
Okay.
So, I mean, and I know he said that his daughter told him to go back and have fun with Uncle Jay. He was talking about Christian. Yeah. And that's cool and all. And I know they are best friends, childhood friends, and all that stuff. They consider themselves brothers, and I get that, and that's all fine and dandy. But I guess I'm just looking at it differently. I'm just looking at it like he's 48 years old, somewhere
around there. Yeah,
somewhere. And triple fusion neck surgery, shoulders and backs and elbows and all that. I mean, can you really hold up to this? I know. That's just looking at it.
Yeah, and like so far, like he don't have a match this week. He has a match next week. They announced that. But it's like he's not. Of course, he's not the younger Edge, which he's grinding every freaking night. AEW is a reduced schedule anyway. They're not touring like that. So if he's having one match a week, I think he'll still be it's generally kind of like the schedule that he's working with. When we're working with WWE, except he's planning on being a part of what they're doing on a week-to-week basis versus the short spurts that WWE is doing. Joey.
No, my input on it is, I mean, none of us know what he feels like after he gets out of the ring. So for that matter, I'm not concerned with that because that's his decision. And if he feels like he at 50 years old or whatever that he's still got a few years left in him for a full-time run, like we said, AEW,
Sure.
I don't see the problem. I think Tony Khan's doing what he can to bring stars over and draw a ton of money, and Adam Copeland's a guy with a lot of value there.
He does.
So
he really does.
it's like, I mean, he lets you know in his what he wrote too.
Yeah.
They didn't see the value in him anymore. That's why he left. They didn't see him. They didn't see him having that run in them. And part of that is he was a victim of their very selective wellness policy, where he got to be a scapegoat and put on the shelf for years and years. And if there had been an AEW, he probably would have been back a long time before that. That's what I'll say there.
Yeah, I agree with Joey. And I actually went back. When I read what he published on his Twitter, it reminded me of an interview I had seen Chris Jericho had given over in England at a conference or at a wrestling convention, and he talked about what led to his decision to jump from WWE to AEW. So this is around the time that he was going over to New Japan, and then also starting with the Elite in that. And he had a disagreement with Triple H and with McMahon. He felt like he still had a lot of gas left in the tank, and they wanted to put him off to pasture. He was really unhappy with the fact that where he got booked in the WrestleMania with Kevin Owens when that list gimmick was really hot. He felt that he deserved a more prominent position. They disagreed, and so he decided to take his business elsewhere. And that's the nice thing about AEW. I mean, for all the things that people criticize it for, from the guys' perspective and from the workers' perspective, the women's perspective, that's just another opportunity to work.
Exactly.
They're not beating, like, those guys don't go home and put on their gold and black pajamas and rest their head down on their AEW pillow and have dreams about AEW. They're just working.
Yeah, and as we're seeing more and more, a lot of the talent from both companies is saying like, hey, we're literally cheering everybody on, because when business is good on both fronts, that's a win-win for everybody in the rest of business, not just WWE, AEW, but everybody else as well, because there are so many freaking options.
I mean, we all bemoan the loss of the territory days and the loss of the opportunity to reinvent people and sort of to go to different places and sort of get hot and come back and go and come back. AEW, Impact, all of these companies that exist, NWA, all these companies that exist present these wrestlers with opportunities to leave somewhere where they've lost some momentum or they've lost the audience's connection, and they can go reinvent themselves. They can come back and they can do it again. That may not happen for somebody that's a little later in their career, like Edge or like Chris Jericho, but it's a good thing, and this switch presents a lot of opportunities for matches we haven't seen with him. There's a whole roster of people he hasn't worked with, which is exciting. And more importantly, all the things that we criticize AEW for, it can't possibly hurt to have another experienced person backstage with who has had success and who can fulfill a leadership position. And he's certainly been noted as that in the context of WWE. He's been called a locker room leader. He's had a huge impact on the career of FTR. He's had a huge impact on a lot of careers backstage in terms of helping people out and figuring out not just the wrestling side of things, but the psychology side of things and the business side of things. So I think it's a great get for AEW.
Okay. And like I said earlier, like there's been mixed comments on both sides. I'm excited about it. Some aren't. So with that being said, using somebody's quote in here, with that being said, man up. I know that you were an Edge fan. Being an Edge fan, do you see yourself supporting the Rated R superstar Adam Copeland, and checking out what he does on the AEW front?
That's a good question. I might check something out here and there.
Yeah.
Don't
Okay.
get me wrong. And I'm not
Yeah.
like one of those guys that's just a fan of a person.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of the business.
Yeah.
I might check out,
Yeah.
something on YouTube or something here or
Sure.
there. Say, okay, what is he doing?
Mhm.
And then go from there on. Basically, if I would invest fully into it, if that makes sense.
Outstanding. I promise you, I was going to bring up some of the comments that I saw. I wanted to get your answer first, because one of the comments that I saw, I went down to the Twitter, the app formerly known as Twitter rabbit hole last night, or night before. It was one of them. And I've seen comments on both sides. It was far like what is he doing? I can't believe he finally left. I'm excited to see him. One of the comments that they intrigued me, and I was like, okay. One of the comments was they're Edge fan. They're happy for Adam Copeland, but that will be tuning in because they don't want to watch another TV show. So I mean, it's definitely it's different. It's different because it's a lot.
I put it like this.
Yeah,
it's different because people are used to seeing Michael Jordan in a Bulls jersey, and when you finally saw him in a Wizards jersey,
okay,
he was like, "What the?" But
yeah, but
that's part of the challenge in this, is that I think the wrestlers are trying to communicate to the fans that they shouldn't see AEW and WWE as a team franchise, and that it's from their perspective, they're just happy to have a job and to have the and not only a job but also to have options.
Exactly.
So
yeah.
So, and I think that gets mixed up sometimes, because we're all sports fans and we love our franchises and we love our teams.
Sure.
But WWE isn't a team; it's a conglomerate.
Yeah.
That's the politest way I can put it.
Exactly.
All right. That sounds like we got a good hash out of that. Why don't we move on to one of the next sort of big news snippets of the week, and that, of course, was WWE picking up Jade Cargill and signing her, and she's imminently going to be showing up on WWE programming if the dirt sheets know what they're talking about, which is arguable.
All right. So Jade Cargill represents like the second AEW name going over to WWE. They're putting the machine behind her now in preparation for it, because they're talking, and they're getting it ready. So well, she can learn now. Okay, all right. Nessa, I'm pissed at this. Wow, Nessa, really?
Wow, hate.
Whoa,
yeah,
that's kind of strong.
Kind of.
That's kind of strong. It's intriguing to me. It's intriguing because so it's, I guess Cody kind of showed the way in regards to, like, okay, all right, so in regards to exiting AEW, coming and going to WWE, and you correct me if I'm wrong, JD. I'm sure you've seen it as well. She wanted the bigger platform. She wanted that global presence, and WWE can provide that.
Yeah, and actually, in fact, she had tried out for WWE earlier in her career.
Yeah.
And was accepted, and actually they made her an offer. She just didn't like the time commitment, like the dates, then the amount of dates she had to do. She had a young child. She was a single mother at the time, is my understanding. And so she had to think about her family, think about how the schedule was going to affect it. And the AEW offer at the time was a much more attractive offer for her in terms of dates, time, commitment. She was a find of Mark Henry's. Mark Henry, we can thank Mark Henry for finding her, Jade. And I'm sure Mark Henry had a lot to do with brokering that conversation between her and WWE going back over there as well. So
Sure.
All right.
Yeah.
comes to James going, yeah. We were talking about it backstage a little bit. What I find interesting about this is two things. One, WWE doesn't usually start promoting people now.
Exactly.
They'll put the machine behind them once they've debuted, but you're not
Right.
going to hear about it before that.
Exactly.
And then also too, there's been, again, take it for what it's worth, from the dirt sheets. There's been some statements made that she's going to get fast tracked right onto Raw, and that she's going to circumvent the whole NXT sort of process and go right onto the main roster, which is really interesting because that really has not been the case with anybody, minus Logan Paul. There really hasn't been the case with anybody in the last 10 years, really. So I mean, even Samoa Joe and Kevin Owens went through NXT, and Finn Balor went through NXT, and I mean, these are people that had very experienced, very technically capable wrestlers that had to go through the WWE system and sort of figure out how to work on WWE TV, and they seem willing to sort of fast track her, which is interesting. I had mentioned backstage, and I don't know if this is true or not. I'm just speculating, but I wonder if this is just really about the Adam Copeland news breaking and sort of trying to sort of grab a little headline attention. But I don't know.
You could be right on that one, because they both getting. Edge is still a top star. Now, like I said before, in our talks, his namesake is what's going to, do it. So you could be right, swapping them out.
So we see some people are cool with it, some people are not fans at all. So it'll be very interesting to see what comes out of that. Well, let's see whether WWE made a good investment or not.
Yeah,
We'll see.
You get that machine behind the right athlete, and they can make you look pretty impressive. So
exactly. With her coming in, and Joy, I'm sure you're gonna be piggybacking on this as well, because like you're hyping it up. I'm hoping we don't see a repeat of. I'm hoping we don't see like a repeat of what they did with AEW. They had this they made her into this big old juggernaut, unstoppable. But you eventually you're gonna have to beat her,
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
yeah. I don't know enough about. I don't know enough about her or
right.
what's going on in WWE anyway to know if she'll make a real impact coming over there.
yeah,
That's where I have my doubts. Is you're going to debut her on the main roster, and I just feel like it's going to, it could either go well or it could be over like a fart in church.
and it's not as though it's not beneath WWE to put somebody on the main roster for a month or two, run a program, and then pull them back and have them sort of reset again. So
hey, that's what they did to the person who found him, Mark Henry.
Yeah.
Well, if she's skipping NXT, I would think personally that has more to do with how much they're paying her. I don't think they would be. The difference would have been like Shinsuke Nakamura, who they had to pay an obscene amount of money to get and still sent him to NXT. But very rarely do they do that. Usually if you're going to NXT, you're getting NXT money. So I think that's probably the bigger likely reality of this is they probably weren't able to offer her developmental money and get her. So I'm guessing they want their money's worth.
Yep.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
The first like big WWE acquisition since the whole the new company. So
this is it.
Yeah.
This is it. So we'll see what this new corporation sort of environment. We'll see what it turns out. Joey, did you want us to speak a little bit about the Impact announcements that were coming up?
Sure.
Yeah. So Impact Wrestling, man, I'm telling you, this
Huge.
company really talk about being good for the business. Well, everything that's going on, Impact's kind of coming up behind and coming up. You know, it wasn't that long ago people thought Impact Wrestling was going to go out of business, and now the crowds are growing, the buildings are getting bigger, and the stars are getting bigger. And you're looking at October 21st. You know, Bound for Glory is Impact Wrestling's marquee event, their biggest pay-per-view of the year. This is not the main event, but it's still a big deal that they've managed to, due to their working relationship with New Japan, bring in IWGP United Kingdom champion Will Ospreay to face Speedball Mike Bailey, and then they're going to be going on part of working with Will Ospreay. Also, Bound for Glory is in Chicago. Then they're going to go on a tour of the United Kingdom, which is also significant because this would be the first one in many years, probably 9 years or so, that they've done any kind of touring in the United Kingdom. They recently toured in Australia. And so Will Ospreay is a big part of their tour, and the UK tour will culminate with one of their bigger events, Turning Point, where it's been announced. I can't remember. He doesn't have an opponent for that yet, but we did get it did come out that on the Bound for Glory Fallout TV tapings, Will Ospreay will meet Josh Alexander, the Walking Weapons. So you talk about, you know, getting these guys over to different companies. It's kind of some exciting matchups.
Absolutely. And then we also had this. Yeah, go for it.
No, there you go. The Impact Wrestling Hall of Fame is a pretty small group of people. This is the most people I've seen inducted in 1 year with them. Usually they just induct one or two people or a tag team or something. But this year, you know, the original Knockout herself, Tracy Brooks, getting inducted. And then if you're a fan of especially TNA back in the day, you can't forget a really good commentary team of Mike Tenay and Don West going in the Hall of Fame. Well deserved, in my opinion. I was a big fan of Don West. You're talking about a guy that came on the scene and picked up color commentary quite easily. He was a shopping network type guy, sold baseball cards on shopping networks. Everybody knows him from that too. If you're a sports collectible guy, like that's what he did. But he picked it up and he gelled with Mike Tenay, and they had a hell of a broadcast team.
Love it. Hey, Joey, now Bound for Glory. Is that going to be included on the Impact Insiders on YouTube, or is that one?
According to what I saw, it's Fight TV and pay-per-view. But Caleb Senite swears up and down it's going to be on there. But usually the bigger events, the bigger 3 or 4 events, Slammiversary and Bound for Glory, and some of those. Those are usually Fight TV and pay-per-view, and Turning Point is one that will be on Impact Ultimate Insiders on YouTube. So if you don't see Will Ospreay on if you don't catch Bound for Glory and you have Ultimate Insiders, he'll be wrestling on TV and on Turning Point. So he'll be doing several dates. I think he's on most of that UK tour, considering he lives there. So
nice.
Love it. Very nice. Very
All right, guys. I think we did a pretty good job covering what's going on this week.
Good.
Why don't we turn the dial back and take a look at what happened today in wrestling history?
Ooh.
All right. So, of course, one of the first stories we have to cover today is the infamous plane crash that took place on October 4th, 1974. It really did change. If you think about it, it was a pretty relevant event for modern wrestling. It certainly affected the trajectory and career of Mr. Ric Flair.
Sure.
And obviously Mr. Johnny Valentine as well. So Ric Flair was among passengers involved in a plane crash on approach to Wilmington Airport, North Carolina. The plane contained Ric Flair, David Crockett, Bob Brugers, Tim Mr. Wrestling Woods, Johnny Valentine, who was, of course, the father of the great Greg Valentine. Although none of the wrestlers passed away, the pilot, who unfortunately I couldn't find a picture of to add, I wish I could, Mr. Joseph Michael Farkas, slipped into a coma, and he unfortunately passed away 2 months after the incident. Valentine suffered injuries that confined him to a wheelchair for the rest of his life. And Flair famously suffered from a broken back. Multiple doctors asked him to retire from the ring. Instead, he returned to action 8 months later.
Now, that's insane. Now, this is 1974. 1974. The career that he had after this is like it's like he broke the freaking prototype when you created Ric Flair. Just think about it. 1974. This was one. This was correct me if I'm wrong. This was 7 years before he won his first NWA World Title.
Correct.
7 years. 7 years. The first of 16. Amazing.
Yeah, you can't get people to go to work and they just got a hangnail these days. This man survived a plane crash, still went to work.
It's amazing that they freaking survived.
And that was back in the day where medicine
Yeah,
was not as good as it is today.
Yeah. Well, that picture that I chose in the center there of Ric Flair, which is certainly
was huge.
circulated. He was a pretty
huge.
chubby, sort of
Yes.
thick guy, and
Yeah.
he wasn't the conditioned athlete that we grew accustomed to seeing.
Sure.
And he attributes this plane crash and the injury to his change in workout and regimen and health. So, do we get Ric Flair doing hour-long matches? If this plane crash doesn't happen, do we have Ric Flair that can play the playboy and sort of find this gimmick that he moves into? Probably not, honestly. And there's also some argument that could be made that Johnny Valentine probably would have possibly moved into the world title picture himself eventually, and may have even delayed Ric Flair's access to the title. He would have probably been in the race between Harley and Wahoo and a lot of those other people. So it's a very interesting sort of moment in time for sure.
Absolutely, man. So yeah, you just look back and it's like, and Rick modified that back, but if you notice when he takes the back body drop,
it goes on the hip.
Exactly. So so absolutely makes you wonder. Absolutely natural. All right, Joe. What else we got? Not Joe. JD. I'm sorry.
No problem at all. So the next other big sort of event that happened on October 4th happened in an episode of Nitro in the Kemper Arena in Kansas City, Missouri. Disco Inferno defeated Psychosis to win the WCW Cruiserweight Championship.
Okay.
I wanted to get a close-up of Joey's face. Joey's a big fan of Mr. Disco Inferno, so and rightfully so. He's a talented guy, but
I just want to take this time, in memory of this and whatnot. And just
actually, can we have a maybe a 3-bell salute for Mr. Disco Inferno and his historic cruiserweight win?
There you go.
There we go.
But I'm actually hurt because in memory of this day, Man Up has not done his what it was promised that he would do. So Man Up promised something. He still hasn't come through. I mean, it's the 1-year anniversary. This would be the perfect time for him to do that. And no, Man Up has. He's still sitting on his hands.
I showed y'all I got the costume, or my own version of it. I put it like that.
But
it's gonna happen.
Bobby Heenan had that Weasel costume too, but it didn't mean anything until he put it on.
Exactly.
No, I ain't hoping y'all forget.
Nesha hasn't forgot either. See,
if folks are waiting for this stuff.
Yep, good IMAX, absolutely. So on the same evening event, Bret Hart and Chris Benoit, or He Who Shall Not Be Named, was wrestled their tribute match in honor of Owen Hart, who tragically had passed away in his fall in the WWE the week before. So that was a pretty momentous evening. The next big event that took place on this night in history was the very first Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. Not the very first Hell in a Cell, but the very first Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, which was dedicated to the match format of Hell in a Cell. They had 3 different matches that evening.
3.
Not surprisingly, The Undertaker defeated CM Punk to win the World Heavyweight Championship. Randy Orton defeated John Cena for the WWE Championship. And the main event saw Triple H and Shawn Michaels defeat Cody Rhodes and Ted DiBiase. And then,
Okay.
and then not much else to say other than that.
Okay.
And after that, we have also on TNA Bound for Glory on October 4th, which took place at the Cabarrus Arena. I hope I'm saying that right, in Charlotte, North Carolina. The night's evening main event was a triple threat match for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship between Matt Hardy, Drew Galloway, and Ethan Carter III. Jeff Hardy was the special referee for the bout because nothing says official like Jeff Hardy in face paint.
Sure.
And Matt Hardy, of course, won. I believe, his one and only world championship.
Yeah, if we don't count the WWE CW, but I don't think we count that one. But okay.
I'm not going to count it, but y'all can count whatever you want to.
Okay. All righty.
All right. And then also, I suppose I should also mention on this day in history, really quickly, your anniversary show shares this date with Emi Sakura down on the bottom right corner.
Okay.
Of course, Chris Abyss Park, who's now a producer for the WWE. Bobby Fulton of the Fantastics.
Yes.
Linda McMahon. And apparently one of the worst producers they've ever had backstage, Mr. Chief Jay Strongbow, according to some of the shoot interviews recently.
Aha. Okay.
So there you have it.
Nice.
Nice.
This has been this day in history. I love it.
That is this day in history.
I love it.
Since we were talking history, I thought now might be a good time to transition into a little quiz. So everybody at home that's hanging out with us and joining us tonight, I'd love for you guys to take part, see if you can answer this for us. Just going to run this really quickly. All right, so I'm going to bring up an image that has been blurred. Which is it's not just a blurred image of a random thing. It is actually the wrestler.
Okay.
And I'm going to read you off a couple of clues, and I want to see if anybody can write in the comments who they think this wrestler might be, who this might be. He's doing what's best for him, and that's fine with me. Absolutely. All right, first clue. My childhood friend and I grew up wanting to be wrestlers. When we completed our training and began traveling in the independents, we formed a tag team known as High Impact, and we worked throughout all of Canada, as well as Michigan and other northern territories, where we eventually formed a relationship with ECW legend Rhino. In 1997, we had a dark match for WWE that would lead to my friend getting signed with the WWE full-time. When this happened, he immediately put in a good word for me, and less than a year later, I cleared their developmental camp and was signed to my own contract. Any guesses yet? I have two more little blurbs I can offer, but does anybody want to throw out a guess in the chats? Who do you think this might be?
I have an idea, but I'm gonna wait for folks.
I have a pretty good
You
idea.
gotta hold on
too.
it?
Wait for people to-
Yeah.
Give
Come
you
on.
guys, not seeing anything pop up yet, so I'm
Okay.
going to give everybody another little hint.
Okay.
It's no secret that I'm a great wrestler.
Somebody guessed it.
Oh, did they guess it? Let's see here.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. There you got it. They beat you
Throw it
to
up,
it. Nice
throw it up.
job. Facebook user, nice job.
That's a generic jobber.
Nice
Generic
job.
jobber.
Nice job.
Yep.
Nice
you can't say
job.
Facebook
Nice
using
job.
him.
Generic.
Throw up
Very
the-
nice.
Throw
This
up the
is, of
C's, I can't
course,
do it.
Yep.
Adam Copeland's best friend, Mr. Christian Cage,
AKA brother.
who has been doing really a phenomenal job with his
Sure.
current program as this
He's
sort of
hilarious,
Machiavellian
though, like
sort
this.
of just so good.
Do not argue with him. He's been the TNT champion for like 4 months. It's never been more relevant.
Yeah, it's just he's
Just
doing
saying.
it. He's because honestly, I'll pull his picture down.
Yeah.
He's one of the few wrestlers right now in that company that's willing to work pure heel. He's not looking for. He's not trying to run. He's not trying to run that cool heel line. He wants heat, and he'll say the craziest stuff.
Getting it too. He's getting
It. So
I love it. I love it.
So I love
He's,
it. So
the bad thing is he's probably in the best shape of anyone in that entire company, and he's wrestling with a turtleneck on. That's heat too, brother. He's got abs. He's got those chiseled abs he's had his whole career, and he ain't even going to show them.
No.
So everybody at home, take note. Turtleneck equals heat. That should be if you guys come out with a T-shirt, that should be your.
Oh my
shirt.
God, dude! I'm writing that down because
turtleneck equals heat.
It's working for him, dude. He wrestles in that damn black turtleneck every night.
There you go.
With no sleeves, but still, it's a turtleneck.
That's awesome.
Oh,
All right, I got a little thing to show off tonight. I'm pretty excited to bring out. We've already covered the bells part of the program.
Aha!
It's time to cover the belt side of things.
yeah.
Nice. Let's do it.
All right, I got to get myself positioned here because this thing is a beast. So give me a second here.
Yeah.
Move some mics and things out of the way. So I am really excited to share this belt tonight with everybody. So I'll just say a little bit about it, and then I'll give myself full screen, and I'll let everybody get a good look at this at home.
Sure.
So a little bit of a background story. Been about 4 years that I've been actively collecting belts in the belt hobby, and I've been pretty lucky in my time in the hobby in that I haven't really had very many issues in terms of like scams and whatnots. And a couple of months ago, a couple of us unfortunately ran into a couple of problems with a gentleman by the name of Hyder Khan who unfortunately scammed us out of some money. This belt that I'm about to show you happens to be the version or the design or the belt that I had actually was hoping to receive from Hyder. And so this belt for me is really pretty sentimental and pretty important because this is sort of a full circle, put a bow on it, sort of end of that story, on with the new, out with the old. So I want to give a shout out right away, first off, because I know he's in the audience because he's been watching and commenting, to Max of Max Wrestling Belts. This is a belt that Max made for me. Brother, you were a stand-up guy. You were honest and really clear with me the whole way through, and I appreciate your trust and your good faith and the fact that you came through for me, and I can't thank you enough. So thank you for that, Max. Before I even get into the belt itself.
Yeah.
All right. So what I wanted to say about this, I should shut up and show everybody first.
I got you.
So here's this monster. This is the New Japan Strong Open Weight Championship.
Oh, very nice.
Okay, now I want to draw attention to this amazing snap box that Max made for me. This is exactly a replica of the open weight belt. He created the stamp for this and made it for me exactly as it's done on the original belt. I also want to point out this amazing backing that he used for me here, this croc skin black.
Oh, that's nice.
Isn't that beautiful? And even more importantly, I just want to point out the beveling and the edging that he's done on his leather work. It's absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. To get that kind of burnishing on the leather really shows how much he cares about his straps and how much he cares about his product, and just taking that extra step is really appreciated. The quality of the leather is unbelievable. He's using real cowhide. It's floppy and soft, but it also has integrity and density, so it doesn't feel like it's just gonna, like, the plates don't just flip flop all over the place, which I love. Etching is fantastic, really deep, really clean. You can see that in the clarity of the lines on the text.
I'm looking at the New Japan Pro Wrestling logo. That looks very, very clean.
It's so clean. It really is. And he included a real cubic zirconia gemstone on the top of it. I know traditionally on this belt it's usually a light sky blue, but I opted for the purple because I just prefer that color.
Aw.
It's
I
beautiful.
think it almost looks multicolored though, for the way
Yeah,
it shows up in the camera.
It really does with the way the light hits it. It's really it's really a beautiful piece, and it's huge. I don't know if that's coming across here on the camera, but I mean it's
really nice.
Yeah.
it's massive. So it's just a beautiful job. I can't say enough positive things
Sure.
about Max and what an amazing job he did.
Mhm.
And how easy he is to work with, and
Sure.
how he cares about the quality of his work. So, hats off to Max, and thank you for the awesome belt, my brother. It's one of my favorites in my collection now, for sure.
Outstanding, man. Yeah, freaking Max does some good stuff, man. For not just that your belt that you just showed. It does custom leather sit down straps. If you have a belt, a shot belt, you want to get a full leather strap. Max does that for you as well. And if you all remember my Macho Man tribute belt. Max is the genius behind that stuff as well. So for those needs, make sure you hit up MW Belts on Facebook and you give him a shout out if you look to get some good stuff done. Appreciate you, Max.
Thank you, Max. All right, guys. We have a couple of other little news clips that we can go over tonight, so I thought I would pull that up for us really quickly.
Mhm.
One of them was the return of Miss Nia Jax.
Okay, all righty.
Where do we begin with this one?
Where do we end with it?
Yeah. So we talk a lot, thanks, brother.
Max.
We talk a lot about Jade, and that came up in the comments tonight a little bit as well. The fact that she doesn't know how to work, that she's stiff in the ring, etc. Nia is somebody that's been on the main roster for a number of years, and she's got quite a reputation for injuring her fellow wrestlers. And Botch Mistress Jax is back, absolutely. Who's she hurt lately? Well, actually, she hurt two people on her debut match, returning back to the main roster.
But did she hurt them really? Did she hurt them really, or are they working this? I mean, come on.
Well, let me go to the slide,
Okay.
and let me explain to you why it's possible that she did actually possibly injure somebody. So,
sure.
Exhibit A. Let me just pull this banner down. Exhibit A is a well-executed bonsai drop from Yokozuna at the top picture up here.
Mm-hmm.
Take note of these hands on these ropes. When he does that, he's able to distribute his weight between his arms and his legs so that his butt, and you can actually even see here, there's barely daylight. You can see daylight even coming through under there. Also take note that he's sitting pretty high up on the guy's chest. Okay. Now,
and
if you
he's
look
not sitting all the way down. He's not leaning all
no,
of his
he's not leaning back on him, and he's keeping his weight sort of forward on the guy, higher up on the guy's chest, where his pecs are a little thicker and a little stronger. So he can sort of he can flex up and protect his rib cage, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you look at the breakdown of the movement of Nia's bonsai drop on Rhea, she does what most people do. She grabs the top rope, bounces on the middle rope, bounces up in the air, and drops down. So her hands are connecting all the way through the top three photos. But when you get to the bottom photo on the left, you can see that her hands have released. Yeah. And her full weight is coming down on the chest of Rhea Ripley. There's no way for her to
almost
distribute it. It's almost her stomach. It's really her sternum and her stomach that she's landed on. And you'll notice that not only is she not carrying and distributing her weight, she's sitting back, like her feet have kicked out from underneath. So she's actually dropped all her weight heavy back on her. That's how you break somebody's sternum or crack some ribs.
Yokozuna, how many people did he bonsai drop, and how many of them did he hurt? Not a one.
Yeah.
No.
Not a one. Bret Hart said it felt like a stack of pillows falling on him, like he never hurt anybody. And that's from Bret. Yeah. Bret has a lot of things to say about people that hurt other people. You've seen what he said about people like Seth Rollins that have injured people and stuff like that. He's talking about, how he loved working with Yoko just because you never be able to tell the way he dropped a leg drop or anything that you never felt it.
Yep. Now, again,
He
we're
knew how to
talking about Rhea Ripley,
Mhm.
right? So like Rhea Ripley's got the muscle mass of maybe a lightweight male in terms of like muscle density. If that had been somebody like Alexa Bliss, they'd still be looking for her.
Yeah. I mean,
Maybe
you're
still
talking
scraping
about
off
she's
the
the
mat.
top woman on Raw too. It's like you're going to hurt
Yeah.
the champion. You're getting the benefit of re-debuting and going head to head with the world champion, women's world champion on Raw, and you're gonna sit on her belly for the first night. You're gonna make her probably throw up her guts in the back afterward. I mean,
Yeah, it's pretty brutal.
golly, man.
Yeah. So welcome back, Naya, and I'm sorry, everybody else.
Like that time her and Charlotte got to scrapping in there because she probably about hurt Charlotte.
Okay.
Facts.
Yeah, I know we got a couple other things. That
Yeah.
Jason is standby. I want to push pause real quick. I want to take a little bit of time. I'm sorry, we'll be a little selfish. Like, and just reflect because
Let's do it.
this we have officially been doing this under the Bells and Belts brand for one year. It may not seem like a lot, but truly, it's a lot. A lot of work, a lot of stuff you all don't see here on Wednesdays. This is true. This is truly this is truly a labor of love. And the interaction that I get to have with these gentlemen every week is freaking amazing for the last year, and we think we truly thank everybody who's watched us, liked the video, subscribed to the channel, joined the Facebook group. All of that stuff does not go in vain. We definitely appreciate it. I just want to take time with my tag team partners and just the stuff that just take the time, just like over the course of the year. Let's talk about some of the highlights of the first year as we close out year one and start year two. Man up.
I gotta agree with y'all. With Cedric, excuse me. It's a lot that we do to try to come up with ideas, try to come up with things to do for the show that y'all don't see. And yeah, we have our discussions behind the scenes of what we want to do, how we want to do it, how long, how short, whatever. It's a lot. So, and it's been great. And now we added Jason to the mix. It's been an awesome thing. Generic driver 316. I'm sorry, that was just too funny.
That's a great comment, though.
It is.
But it's just amazing. We as wrestling fans, I remember when we started this, it was me and Joey just happened to talk in the Jack with John Facebook group. And I forget how me and him started talking. I really did. I forgot. I was thinking about this. How did me and him start talking? I forgot. But me and him just started talking, and then Cedric put in the comments, it's just all leather, metal, and paint. I will never forget that. And I said, I liked that comment. Bring him on in here. He started talking. We just started, all came together, blah, 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 doing our thing. We said, let's do this on YouTube and Facebook. Why not? Let's start a show. And we're doing it.
Yeah.
Then we got the wealth of knowledge that Cedric loved to call him, the man of the hour right here.
Yes.
This guy.
Yes.
We got Jason on with us.
So
it has been great.
I love it.
Fun. It has been amazing. Now, I want to say this. I had to get it off my chest. Like I said, I had to get it off my chest because I've been thinking about this all day while I was at work all day today. Came home before the show started. I said, man, I got to get this off my chest. Now, we're almost at 500 subscribers. When we reach 500 subscribers on YouTube, we are going to have a giveaway. Don't know if y'all saw what it is. I'm going to go ahead and show y'all what it is that we're going to have a giveaway on. We have to have 500 subscribers. Once we get to that, we will come up with a way on how to give this away. And what I'm talking about here is this. Try to turn this light off right here because of the light glare. Oh, that didn't work at all.
Yeah.
Put it on myself real quick. Talking about this Roman Reigns Funko Pop.
Mm-hmm.
It also comes with a t-shirt, extra large. It's a Funko Pop. When we get to 500 on YouTube, on YouTube, we will have a giveaway to give this away to a lucky winner. So make sure you tell all your family and friends to join us, to subscribe to us here on YouTube, and also go on Facebook too. Don't forget about Facebook. But once you do that, we will have a giveaway of that.
Awesome. I love it. I love it.
Nice.
Awesome. Good deal. Good deal, guys. And I think we're good. I think we're good.
I think we covered it all.
Awesome. Hey guys. We definitely appreciate everybody tuning in for our 1 year anniversary. We tried something new with this format. I think it went very freaking well, man. I mean, we kept it moving, get it going. If you like this format, drop it in the comments, y'all. Drop it in the comments. Let us know because
we're always tweaking things and trying to make it better. So let us know.
Exactly. If you don't tell us, we don't know. We got to assume, and you know what be happen when you assume, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
And I just want to take a second to say thanks to all you guys for inviting me to take part in this. You guys don't see how hard these guys work behind the scenes and how much passion and time and care they put into this and everything they do. All the shorts and all the shorts that they film and the promos and the advertising and everything they do is all to make you guys happy and entertain you, and also to build our audience and continue to grow this product. So we appreciate your support. We appreciate your love and your being here with us. And thanks, Man Up, Cedric and Joey, for everything you did this year to sort of get it where it is, and for everything you put into it now to keep it growing and becoming what it's becoming. So
awesome.
I will honestly say this here from the bottom of my heart, starting with Joey. I have learned a lot listening to him.
Oh God!
Then it came to Cedric. Y'all know me and him just go at each other all the time, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Then it came to Jason. Woo! My head ain't that big to learn all this stuff. So
hey, like I told you, hey, we going into year 2 of all this. So now we have Jason on board. We have more knowledge. He's freaking trivia based and a historian. You know, that's close to my heart. So in year 2, we gonna have more of that. We got more top 10s coming. We got more interviews coming. Hey,
speaking of that, I want to say a special thanks to everybody that's appeared on the show.
Exactly.
I want to thank Tony Presley, the owner, former pro wrestler and owner of New South Wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
I want to thank Soda Pop, the wonderful Soda Pop, for coming on the show. That was a great interview. The legendary, hopefully future WWE Hall of Famer Jazz, the former women's world champion.
Should be.
And then and Wes Adams, our last guest we had.
Absolutely. Exactly. And all of our friends that have also shown up, like Mr. Ben Walker,
Tony Mendoza.
Yeah.
Nesha, we ain't forget about you, Nesha.
Yeah.
Thank everybody.
Exactly.
This has been great.
Awesome. All right. There's the bell. There's the bell. And I think we did good for year 1. I'm excited to see what year two has for all of us.
Absolutely. I think it's on like Donkey Kong.
Hey, we're gonna bring it. We're gonna bring it. We invite you guys for the ride, y'all. So going around the horn, Jason, Champions Belt Club, talk us.
Let's do it. So if you want to check out more wrestling trivia news info, check us out on Champions Belt Club. on Facebook. It's a fun group, really active. We do daily posts, daily info. We have a great time. We have a Friday fantasy booking tournament going on right now. Top 12 greatest NWA world champions. Come check us out. And where else can they find us, Joey?
You can find us on the Bells and Belts group there on Facebook as well, where you can also watch the live broadcast, check out a lot of fun things. We're trying to do some things too. So you really got to be a member of both Facebook groups to get the full experience. You're going to get some things over there. We're going to give you some things over on Bells and Belts too.
Absolutely.
Facts. All right, guys. Well, then, all that being said,
all right. Good
all
deal.
right.
All right. So for my tag team partners, for JD, Man Up, and Joey, I'm your boy Cedric D. And we will see you guys here next week as we kick off year 2 of Bells and Belts.
Peace.